Hey guys, Phil Baumhart here. So for today's knife of the week, I have the Aquila minor Bowie. So if you saw my making of the Aquila Bowie, this one is stylistically, in terms of the blade shape, very similar. So I kind of wanted to keep with that theme, except it came out, or I made it smaller, excuse me. And so I thought the Aquila minor would be kind of a fitting name for this. So the steel I used for the blade stock was 1.5 inch wide, 80 CRV2, 3/16 inch thick. So, you know, try to forge in the bevels, the edge bevels, as much as possible. I did do a bunch of hand sanding on this to smooth up that blade. And then I've got, you know, a little bit of forge scale left up top, which I think looks real sweet in the light, especially after doing the super blue on the blade. So got my maker's mark there, the B rune and the F rune for Blackheart Forge. So forged in the ricasso area, did the guard out of mild steel. As you can see, it's kind of got that teardrop shape. Nice sharp edge, sharpened false edge. Actually fairly lightweight. The knife itself came out to 12.6 ounces. In the sheath, it comes to 1 pound and 5.5 ounces. So overall, not too shabby. So again, getting back to the origin of the name, you know, I had the Aquila Bowie, kind of just had a kind of eagle feel to it, and this one being called the Aquila minor kind of took that from Latin word meaning small or little, which is minor in Latin. You know, kind of think of Ursa Major, Ursa Minor, the constellation. It's a big bear, little bear. I don't know, I just thought it was cool. I'm not an expert in Latin, but thought it was a cool name. So when I put the antler handle on here, I kind of call them mountain man knives or scalping knives. Scalping could be taken to be a, you know, not a politically correct thing, and especially Etsy, they're kind of cracking down on fighting knives, so I'm going to kind of avoid that nomenclature. But for me, that's kind of what it evokes, so that kind of 1800s frontiersman knife. And so with the sharpened false edge, this really is kind of going to be a fighter in terms of design. If you wanted to use it on deer or chop up some branches or something like that, you could do that. But you know, you got a real fine tip with that Bowie shape and the sharpened false edge. So if you start batoning on it, that kind of thing, it could get you into trouble. But real handsome looking knife. I'm happy with the way it came out. So forged a narrow tang on this that would fit inside of this antler. The antlers I either buy them from a couple different sellers on Etsy. They're selling shed antlers, or I get them from pet stores. You know, just dog chews. But you know, it's got the burl on there, so this was a shed antler, so no deer were harmed in the making of this knife. When I did the pinhole here, I kind of screwed it up. Ended up making the hole real big, and the pin fit through there, but there was a lot of slop left over. So I ended up doing a peen over on the rivet itself, so making this a true rivet. And especially on this side, I think it looks really cool. So you can see it kind of sits a little proud there, ever so slightly, but polished up the back of the antler here too. So it still feels nice and comfy in the hand, and I think it gives it a more kind of authentic flavor. But you know, I like doing the antler handles. You know, they're all unique in their own way. No two antlers are going to be the same, even when they come from the same deer. But for me, I can you know, grab this in a hammer grip, and if it's just right, it's got a little bit of a you know, the antler kind of goes this way just a little bit, but it doesn't in the left hand. It doesn't bother me in the left hand, but you know, I'm right-handed, so I kind of made this to be a right-handed knife. But I'm sure whichever hand you hold it in, it'll work just fine. And because of that curve on the antler, you can you get some grip texturing from the knurls and knobs on the burl itself. That's always nice. And you can actually choke back, and you know, if you wanted to do some chopping or snap cuts or something like that, you get a little bit extra leverage there. But yeah, real light, handy knife. Balance point, because of that narrow tang, it's just 4 with the ricasso, right about there. There it goes. But from doing all the hammering on the edge bevel itself and trying to forge that out, we got a little bit of a subtle sweep to the entire blade. Not too bad. I don't really like a lot of sweep, but the width of the knife, you know, I started out with 1.5 inch stock. It came out to 1 3/4. So it's cool to be able to kind of maximize that material with the blacksmithing like that. So knife is solid. I'm happy with the way it came out. Here's the sheath. Did some stamping on it. Put a concho on there. Did not put the eagle concho on there for some reason. So maybe I should have done that. But I like this one. It's got a floral design from Tandy Leather. Belt loop is riveted on with some copper rivets. Nice big loop. Did some wet molding at the end of the sheath for the guard. So that actually really helps lock this guy in here, and I can shake it right now and it won't fall out. So, you know, over time that'll break in, but I dig it. Definitely feels and looks like a mountain man knife. So this knife is currently available on the Etsy web store. There's going to be a link in the description box. So if you want to own this, you can check out that link and see if you want to purchase it. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Keep up with my latest and greatest work. I'm a little bit better on Instagram as far as posting finished work or sharing works in progress in the story. Instagram is kind of afraid of knives apparently, so they're not really allowing my page to be shown to people who don't already subscribe to me. So if you're on Instagram and don't follow me, do me a favor and follow me on Instagram, even if you don't go on Instagram at all. Just sort of helps with the business in this day and age. If you're a small business owner and you don't have an Instagram page, you're kind of dead in the water, as it were. So we'll see what the future holds. Let's, if we can, let's try to fight back against those folks out there on the internet who don't like guns and knives and outdoor activities and all that stuff that we love. So, all right, that's all I got for you guys today. As always, appreciate you watching. Thank you so much for the support. And until next time, be more Viking.